In this video, I will show how to set up the system to automatically launch a MyAssays Desktop protocol when Kaleido measurements are completed. In my first video in this series, I showed how to set up and use folder poll when building a new MyAssays Desktop protocol. In this video, I will show how to set up folder poll when you already have a MyAssays Desktop protocol that you would like to integrate. Now, you might have created the protocol yourself or obtained it from a colleague, or you could be using one of the protocols installed with MyAssays Desktop, or even a protocol that you have downloaded from myassays.com. Also in this video, I will show how you can work with multiple folder polls so that the correct MyAssays Desktop protocol is launched depending on the file name of the exported file. So let's get started where we left off from the first video. Here we can see the 384 protocol that we created earlier. Let's modify this and create a second 96 well version of this protocol. In this way, the existing 384 protocol will continue to work with the protocol we created in the first video, but the 96 well version can be associated with a different protocol. So let's go to Setup Protocol and edit this existing 384 protocol, and let's change the plate type to a 96 well plate. Now we can look at the export options and we can confirm that the export format is XML, and this is the required format when working with MyAssays Desktop. Also, we'll continue to use the default export path and the file name made up of the protocol name and export date. So let's save these changes to a new protocol. This time we'll name the protocol starting with 96. So let's run this protocol for the first time. The Kaleido software takes the measurements, then exports the data to the export folder. So we can see now the new XML file has been exported to the export folder, and in this case we can see that the new export file name starts with 96. That's based on the new protocol name that we assigned in Kaleido. So let's switch to MyAssays Desktop. Now this time I'm going to use one of the protocols that's installed with MyAssays Desktop. So this ELISA 96 well single page report will generate a page-based report for a typical ELISA type assay. So let's launch this protocol. Here we can see a description of the data analysis that's going to be performed by this protocol. So basically, this protocol performs a standard curve fit and calculates concentration values from our samples. It also performs various checks on the result, checking that the percentage CV and the R-squared values are within a good range. Now, to integrate an existing protocol with folder poll, we use the import option. So let's launch this import wizard, and we can select use the measurements, and then we select a file that we would like to import. So let's press browse, and then we'll navigate to the Kaleido export folder. So here we can see the various files in the folder, but we want to import the 96 version. So let's press next. Here we can see the import wizard has imported the measurement data along with the metadata for the file we've selected. Now at the bottom of this wizard step, we can select to automatically launch this protocol when a new measurement file is detected. This works in exactly the same way as demonstrated in the first video in the series, but here we're applying the operation to the current protocol that we're working with rather than on a new protocol. So let's take this option and press next. And once again, here we can set up the folder poll configuration. So we want to poll this Kaleido export folder, and we can specify a file filter. This time let's prefix the file filter with 96. So this ensures that only files that start with 96 are going to be processed with this ELISA 96 well protocol. Also, we can specify what should happen when a new file is detected in this folder. We have various options, including an advanced option, which enables us to have even more control over what should happen when a new file is detected. But I'm going to select to launch the protocol, import the data, perform the analysis, and create and open a PDF file, then exit. So let's press next, and we can press finish to apply these changes to the system, adding this new folder poll configuration we specified. Also, we can select to import and calculate the results for this first file that we're working with. So let's do that now. We press yes to apply the changes to the system. The changes are made, and we see the results being calculated for our first data file. Now I'm just working with simulation data, so we're just getting random data here, and hence we don't have a typical curve. However, the software has managed to fit a curve to this random data and generate some results. So here, if we go to the report and view the page view, we can see the type of report that we can expect from this protocol. So now we've made these changes, we can close the MyAssays window. So the next time we run this Kaleido protocol, this report will be generated for us automatically. So let's try this now by going to Run Protocol, and let's start this 96 absorbance protocol. So after measurements are completed by Kaleido, it exports the data to the folder. The folder poll detects that a file starting with 96 has been created, so it launches the associated protocol, imports the data, performs the calculations, and then exports the data and opens the PDF file, as we can see here. Once again, this is just random data, so although the software has managed to fit a curve, the validation checks built into this protocol advise that we have a very poor fit. So to summarize, MyAssays Desktop can configure the folder poll software to automatically perform data analysis each time new measurement files are detected. Also, you can apply file filters or work with different folders so that different protocols can be launched for different types of measurement files. Finally, you can launch the folder poll manager tool directly. It's a shortcut that's available from the desktop. So let's take a quick look at that now. So here we can see the various folder polls that are currently set up on the system. These first two folder polls are set up automatically the first time you launch a folder poll when you're working with Kaleido. But you can also see the folder polls that we've added in these two videos. The first one has this 384 file filter, which will launch the 384 absorbance protocol, and the second one has this 96 file filter and will launch the ELISA 96 well single page report protocol. If we need to, we can go in and edit these settings. Under the Operations tab, we have further options available for performing different operations with MyAssays Desktop. As we've seen, we can use MyAssays Desktop to set up these folder polls for us. You only really need to come in here if you want to make some advanced changes or perhaps edit or remove folder polls that you no longer require.